What's up, family? And welcome back to the final part of my incredible conversation with Dr. Janice Johnson Dias. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that due to some unexpected technical issues, because y'all know technology be tripping sometimes, this episode will only be available in audio form. Now, I know many of you love watching on YouTube, and I truly apologize for this inconvenience. With that said, this conversation is still so worth it. We are talking about the heartbeat behind it all, the motherhood, the wellness, the non-negotiables, and the legacy that we're building as Black women. Dr. Janice is dropping gems that will stay with you long after this episode ends. So grab your earbuds and settle in. Let's close this series with the same power that we started it with. That we have every right to show up at those meetings. We have every right. As a matter of fact, there's a website, and I had talked about the website before, and I'm going to put it up on this episode. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but there is a website that will list for you, no matter where you live, every meeting, when it's going to happen, what time it's going to happen, and where it's going to happen. Show up.
Show up. And the thing is, you don't have to know anything about periods. You just know that there's a thing. You know that people bleed. And you're like, oh, I heard this lady on this podcast and she said that we should have pads everywhere. That makes sense to me. I just want to know, do we have pads in the town hall? Do we have them? And if we don't, tell me why we don't. And somebody will say something, and you will either decide that that something makes sense or it doesn't make sense. Largely, they won't have it. And then you'll just be like, what is the government office?
Right.
It's my bank. I give you my money.
Right.
And, ask them to have it.
Right. So speaking of podcasts, what role do you think that storytelling, like, podcasting, books, social media, what role does it play in shifting the public perception about menstruation?
So I think you all are the storytellers, right? I just completed a dark comedy about a period, just so you know, because I also think periods are funny. Because
it can be.
I think they're very funny. And I think that how we got to the mental health conversation is what we need to do to get to the period conversation.
Yeah.
We still have roads to travel, but a part of it is that we needed to start talking about what we're experiencing. Right? People who were sad. They were sad for more than 7 days, and that it was okay not to be okay. People who were willing to say, my mama wasn't okay. Sometimes she seemed fine, and then the other time she didn't, and it was just unusual. And that, these mood disorders were real. Oh, I had a cousin in my family who was schizophrenic, and this, we started to just tell our stories. And the storytellers, podcasts, bookmakers need to tell the stories of periods. They need to tell the story of, we look at this woman who was in Ghana. She was a member of parliament, and she decided that she was going to have, she fabricated the stain, and they wanted to kick her out. She was a member of parliament, and because she had her period. And so she decided to just tell her story. And I think that we have so many stories untold, stories of resistance, of challenges, etc. And I think story makers need to be in the business of telling the stories. Once it is in the ether, then you can't stuff it back in the bottle. And
agreed.
I am hoping that more people are willing to have this conversation. I also hoping more people will bring men to the conversation, right? Because men have political, social, and economic power. And women are giving birth to their oppressors. And if we want to change that, we have got to invite them in, educate them, and make them champions for all of our well-being. And I think that when we have powerful men who recognize that they were made possible by periods, and they're a part of the storytellers. So I think they need to be on podcasts. I did a great conversation that's on my Instagram with one of our Men for Menstrual Equity members, really talking about periods. How did you learn about it? What are men saying in their private spaces? We need to tell new, more, and different stories. And we have them. And to shroud, to move away from silence and move towards the light on this matter. And like with anything else, we have comedies, we have tragedies, we have so many other things, and all parts of the story needs to be told. And it's the same thing. I think we should follow the pathway that we took for mental health.
I agree, because I can remember being a young girl and I can remember how secretive periods were in my household. And, it was just one of those things that we just did not talk about. However, in my household, I have chosen a different approach. My daughter, she's the only girl in the house full of men aside from her mama. So what we ain't going to do up in here is act like this don't happen. And, her brothers have started to understand like certain shifts in her hormones will create certain reactions from her. So they're trying to be more sensitive to those things. And it's nothing for me to text my husband and say, hey, hon, I need you to stop at the store because, she's having her period and she's out of products, and he will go and take care of it. And, her brothers will shield her and protect her, when she is having it, or if something happens and if she has an accident, they'll quickly give her their sweater, their hoodie, wrap this around your waist. And I love how protective they are. And I love that is a generational trauma that I've been able to break in my household. And I feel like that is super important because now she doesn't have to walk around and hide and come here, mom, I need to whisper something to you. We don't have to do all of that. Everybody know. And times when she has tried to do it, her brothers are like, what is wrong with you? We know you have your period. Why is this a secret?
But what's fantastic is that while that's about period, just think about the self-assuredness spillover effect. This is, for me, this is why this happens, right? The thing that happens is that when girls have efficacy in voice and feel safe in one space is that it spills over. It is more likely to help her speak up if she sees injustice, be a champion for somebody else. You asked a question about how do you build change making? It's these kinds of issues of safety, these kinds of issues that then allows girls to feel like, I have a point of view. I feel confident in my body. I recognize that this is a reality. I don't have to be ashamed. And if we want a healthy society, we have to do these kinds of things. And if we want the empathetic men and boys that we desire so much, we've got to realize is helping them recognize that this happens.
Yes.
There are a bunch of hormonal shifts that are happening in boys as well that requires those conversations. And periods is a major hormonal and life shift for girls. And we can interrupt this. I always tell people the best thing about these social issues is that they're not biological in nature. So we made the mess. So we can undo the mess. And we should feel gleeful about that because some things, right, the mess has already been made and it can't be undone. But every day is an opportunity for us to be able to say, hey, what did I do today to advance equity towards women and girls and to make the world a better place and a more well place? We can do that. Just a little step, carry a pad, tell somebody about it, ask a question, right?
Simple things. Absolutely simple things. And those simple things are acts of resistance, acts of protest. It's protesting the silence of things like this. Now, you said that wellness is a lifestyle. You touched on the 8 dimensions of wellness, like you were singing my song right then when you said that. Okay. So what are your non-negotiables besides eat your food and go to sleep for staying well and grounded while doing this heavy work?
Right. He's like,
yeah, I do that for sport. That's fun.
Well, I think laugh, right? I laugh a lot. Yes. I think, I think movement. I really believe in movement, movement of all sorts. I have my own different and various training programs. Right now, I'm in this 500 skips every day, like jumping the rope, 500 rotation. I think if I don't get to move, we are not going to have a great day. And I mean we, not just me. I promise you, it will not be just me that didn't have a great day. Um, I also strongly believe as an adult woman, I believe in a lot of connections. And I believe in both social and romantic and erotic connections. I think that solo-ness is not productive for wellness. I think people should make friends. They should go out with friends, laugh with friends, talk with friends. I think that you should find mates that find you warm and cozy and cuddle up to them and do that a lot. I think you should also explore parts of yourself that you've never imagined. Those are non-negotiable
Yeah,
for me. I just think too many of us have gotten to the place where
I
I don't
agree.
need nobody. And so for me, connection is a non-negotiable thing. I also like
Yeah.
the broke blues are real for those of us who come out of economic inequality. And, I just wrote this piece called The Broke Blues because I think like when you don't have money in the way that you want it to have it and you're born in economic disadvantage, it can be really stressful. And so one of my non-negotiables is talking about money, sharing how much money I make, talking about my missteps and my achievements in money. Um, and that is about a 5-year new. And I find that
Mm.
it has been relieving for me, educational for me, and it's helped me actually make more money. And so now I talk about money. I do. And I have grown old enough that I recognize that there are some traumas, and I call them traumas regarding
Hmm.
money, how money was used and weaponized, why I have the particular approach, and that I need reorientation. But I also recognize that
Mm.
in sharing conversations about money, I've allowed also other people to make more money. Because I can say, girl, they paid me this much. And I didn't think that that was just, you should ask for more. And that there's an openness to that desire. But also, I think in relationship with the broke blues is that
Yes.
it allows me to make sure that I can have fun without having a shitload of money and that I don't tie consumerism to my capacity to feel good about myself. So those things have become non-negotiables for me.
That's very empowering. It's very, very empowering when you think about it, especially from the aspect in which you spoke, where many of us come from this generational pass down of this scarcity mindset and this, I don't have enough, there's not enough.
Don't tell nobody how much you make. Don't tell nobody
Yes.
nothing about this.
Yes.
And I'm like, girl, this is what I got. Because
I cannot with
this
you.
is
I can't.
I don't have that.
I can't.
I want that. I don't have it. I mean, like, I'm just, we not
I
doing that.
can't with you. I swear. So tell me, how do you define success?
Um, I really struggle because, people like to be like, oh, well, you're successful, Dr. Janice. I mean, I feel successful. I think I mostly feel successful because my skin's really good. And I've managed my weight. I haven't gotten to any ridiculous level of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still able to laugh at myself and at others. Granted, laughing at others sometimes makes me quite happy. I have good foundational health, like physical health, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have funny breasts at times. I just got my mammogram ultrasound that says nothing suspicious. So I'm grateful for that. I have some other, I need to drink a little bit more water, it turns out. But like, I feel successful because I feel like I'm constantly growing
Mm.
and evolving
Yeah.
and that my relationships are really nice, that I still, I don't have no bad friends. And I'm flexible enough to have a good time when I'm doing the horizontal mambo. So like, I don't know, stuff like that. Right? I got a little bit of money I can do some stuff with. I need more money. Like, like I think, just like, I don't know. I think It's a hard one. It's a hard
But
one.
that sounds pretty successful. You know, you didn't define it by the dollar signs. You defined it by so many other
Oh,
things. I like
that's
that.
the
That sounds
last
successful.
shit. I mean, you're just like, you need money to live. It's,
Yeah,
I live in America. I negotiate. I mean, I need money to live. I
right.
want to have money. I want to die ugly. And you're just like making everybody suffer. They can't put me in the ground. Just like, I don't need a GoFundMe when I die. But like, like I mean, I do. Because I think about it, just like, like, I'm still out here if I want to be out here. Like, I just feel good. My friends, we laugh, talk about anything. My child likes me. Like, just, stuff like that. That's how I think about success.
You know what?
That's what I think. God, I'm gonna have to. Hey, next time somebody asks me that, I'm gonna have to come up with something.
No, that was authentic and real. That's raw. That's what we like over here. Okay, leave it just like that. We ain't changing that. So,
Yeah.
what do you want your legacy to be? Not just professionally, but also spiritually.
I think I want people, when they remember me, right? Because I have a little whole thing about like what I want my funeral to look like. I need the people to be in purple, and I need them to be playing Buju. I want people to be like, she made us want to take risks.
Yeah.
She pushed us to take a risk and to dream big and act boldly. Like, I think something like that. I mean, I think that that's always the case. Like, I think like people get small, and the only life we know, like, I believe in reincarnation, right? But I was like, but the life we have right now, we know it. Like, you could come back as a tree and dog be pissing on you.
Yeah.
You don't know how you come back. So like, you in it right now, right? Like, you in it right now. So like, why not do it? It is true. Like, why not do it? So I want people to be like, you know what? I thought I couldn't do this. And I talked to Dr. Janice, and she was like, shit, do it. And it's like, I want that. I want that boldness. I like boldness in life. Like, live it. Why not?
Y'all, listen, I'm going to tell y'all, for those of you who are currently watching this episode on YouTube, you'll be able to see how bold she is. But for those of you who are listening to the audio version, she has these bold, like blonde locks. Okay. So I'm going to tell you right now. So listen. Yeah.
You hear. Go for it. Right. So that's what I'm hoping my legacy will be, especially in the girls that I train.
Yeah.
There's no value in being small or shy or holding your dream for tomorrow. None. There's never, ever been a great person who made themselves small. And your greatness is exactly how you see it. Right. I want this for us, particularly our girls. Yeah. I want this for women of my age who might feel trapped by their bodies, perceptions, by their past traumas, whatever. Like, girl, my grandmother used to say, another grandmother wisdom, the best thing about the past, it done. You're here now, get into it and live boldly, and go for it.
Words to live by, y'all. Words to live by. Yeah. What is a quote or mantra that gets you through like days where you just don't really feel like doing nothing? Days where you just like, ugh, I could just take it or leave it today.
Don't suck.
I should have known it was going to be something like that.
I say it to our girls all the time. I was like, whatever the hell you doing, girl, today don't feel like shit, but I'm going to get up. Don't suck. Just...
I cannot.
What's up? Right? Like, I do. Because it is also super rare that I don't feel like going for it.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that embedded in me is this idea that the day is here, and so the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just like, I'm here though. Yeah. And whatever it is that I'm doing, like, I try to tell people, like, even my pity parties, of which, it's like my pity parties are also a thing of great joy. Cause I was, like, people would be like, how you doing? I was like, oh, horrible. The people have really worked all my nerves. They have been perpetual line steppers, and I hate them. And I was like, since the people are fucking around, I've decided today I'm not doing any of the people's work. And so, girl, we should go to the movies. We should do something, right? Like, it is just like, I was like, because you know what I'm not going to do? I'm just not going to suck.
Yeah.
I'm not sucking in life. This is the life.
Yep.
For me, the energy of like, this is the life. Like, it is even amid the global and current state. This is it.
Yes.
The only knowing that I have is the now.
Yep.
And so I'm in it.
Yep.
And I ain't gonna suck.
Yep.
Right? And I encourage, don't go, just don't suck.
I heard that. Just don't suck. That's it. All right, last question. If your wellness had a soundtrack right now, what song would be the theme song?
Oh my God, that's the hardest question ever. If my wellness had a soundtrack. So there are a couple of songs that I really listen to that just make me feel really good. And there are two. Here I Come by Dennis Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And the line is, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And then there's Beres Hammond, I Feel Good. Those two songs I probably have had on rotation for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
And Here I Come, which you should listen to right after this. It's just like, it's both the rhythm of Dennis Brown and the rhythm of Beres Hammond that both unite the Jamaica that I grew up in and the thread that I bring to this moment that says, I am the conduit for the changes that I want to see in the world.
Yeah.
And for me to be that, I have to have a strong eye. I have to have a strong sense of myself. And so the line when I get to surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, it takes me both from my grandmother and the scripture to this moment. So even when things are bad, I was like, surely goodness and mercy is going to follow me. Like I conjure up the fact that even in this bad moment, really, God, you want to do good by me. Yep. Universe, you want to do good by me. Right? I'm like,
you want me to win.
Right? You wanna. Like I always say, like when I go up, I'm going to be like, my G, we did that. No, we did that. Right? Like you want to do good. Right? And so I uphold goodness and mercy so that it can follow me all the days of my life. Right. And so that I think may be the song.
And there you have it, family. The powerhouse, the magnetic Dr. Janice Johnson Dias. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my absolute pleasure. I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful to have you on. And now you have music and mad phrases.
Yes. I need to go and brush up on my patois because it's terrible.
And really some great resources are on the people's internet.
Right? I know there's a whole YouTube page, but okay. Listen, family, this is not just a women's issue. It is a human rights issue. And if we care about the dignity, the health, and the access for all people, then period equity has to be a part of that conversation. So here's what you can do right now. Support organizations like the Grassroots Foundation doing this work on the front lines. You can talk to your kids, your schools, your policymakers, because silence keeps the stigma alive, just like with anything. And if you're someone who's been impacted by period of poverty, or you want to be a part of the solution, come connect with the community. I'll drop some links in the show note, like I always do, where you can learn, give, and grow. And let's use our voices and our dollars to support menstrual justice, because no one should have to choose between education and period care. Not now, not ever. If this episode taught you, moved you, fired you up just a little bit, family, Show the love by supporting the show. Every little bit helps me keep bringing these real, necessary conversations to the mic. Thanks for riding with me, y'all. See you next episode. Wow, what a way to wrap this series. Again, thank you for rocking with me through the technical difficulties, family. Your grace and support mean everything to me. Dr. Janice Johnson Dias gave us more than an interview. She gave us wisdom, clarity, and legacy. If this series poured into you, please take a moment to rate, review, and share it with your circle. Let's keep amplifying these conversations that are made for us, by us. Until next time, family, stay well, stay soft, and remember that you don't have to carry it all to make a lasting impact. I'll see you next week, fam.